Just to speak to the decision that our chairman announced, the decision has nothing to do with them as artists. If, for example, if Charterhouse is producing an event and the client wants them, we will book them and we will work with them as artists. But the decisions that have been taken are pertaining to the scheme, which is the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. So that is not to say that we have severed all relationships with them as a company. Now, what's the way forward? I think I said a bit of that in my statement earlier. We met with the Minister for Tourism yesterday, and she has been charged with setting up a mediation committee made up of some key eminent members in society, as well as representation from Chaterhouse and Musica. I think it was already mentioned in the press release, the press statement that the Ministry of Tourism put out a few days ago. So we did meet with her, and that was discussed. And I'm sure the details of that will be shared as we progress. So what we are looking at actually is a punishment and a reform process, because we are looking at the greater good of the industry and just want this punishment to serve as a warning to other practitioners. As musicians, you have a lot of influence for the youth watching you and following you, as well as other aspiring musicians. And they need to know that there are repercussions for bad behavior every which way. As to the magnitude of the crime, I've seen on social media, so many people are talking about this person did this person did that, so this person should suffer more than the other. We are not a court of law to judge that, so we've left that to the court to determine what punishment to give them on that side. But what we have done is just to put sanctions on them regarding the scheme. Now, what we want to do going forward is to elevate the brand of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards as a symbol of unity in the industry. So we are going to make sure that everybody who participates in this event buys into our values, which we will put out clearly. You must buy into the values of what the event stands for. You must be able to compete fairly. You must be able to have healthy rivalry. You must be able to support each other and collaborate with each other as artists. And so if you do not eschew these values together with us, you cannot be part of the scheme. And so we will continue to project the VGMAs as a symbol of unity in the industry. So whenever you see the plaque, let unity come to mind. And we will continue to play whatever role we need to play in the industry to ensure that the sanctity of the industry is preserved and the growth of the industry is projected above all interests. Thank you very much.